What's up, everybody? It's your boy J-Rod. Welcome to the channel. So today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to get over breakups. I know this don't got nothing to do with traveling. Y'all probably like, what is this dude talking about? But if you do look at my channel, I do got a couple of videos about relationships, and I do feel like I have some gems about this. I was on the phone last night with one of my subscribers, and she's actually going through a really bad breakup right now, and we just got to talking. I was like, man, you know what? Like, this will actually be a good YouTube video, just to share people advice on how to get over breakups. I've been through a couple of breakups myself, and I think I know a thing or two about how to get over them, so that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. And no, it's not going to be no generic type of answers like, oh, go listen to music or go paint a picture in the park. Like, I'm really going to try to give you some really good raw advice on how to get over breakups. And once again, I know this is not my traditional type of video, so if it's not for you, then you don't got to watch it. All right, but before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. All right, so I broke it down into 6 different things. I got my notebook right here. Okay, so these are just my top 6 pieces of advice that I guarantee will help you get through your breakup. Like, I promise you, if you do these 6 different things, you will get over your breakup, all right? Now, I never said it's going to be easy, okay? Because let me tell you, going through a breakup is probably the worst pain in the world. Like, I don't even wish that on my worst enemy, okay? Especially if it's somebody that, like, you really, really, really cared about. Now, if it was just very toxic and you just, well, no, even those toxic relationships, even those can sometimes be very damaging. But I'm going to get straight into this first one. All right, so the first one is do not fight it, okay? So a lot of times when people get into relationships, and they get in a breakup, they try to fight their emotions or they fight their feelings. Like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad about the relationship ending. Like, you once had a connection with this person and that chapter is over, and so now you got to move on with your life. And it's okay to, like, think about the memories and the things that you shared with that person and coming to terms that it's over. I think sometimes people, they try to put up this front and be like, oh, well, I didn't really care about this person, or, like, I ain't really have feelings for this person. But I feel like the more you do that, the longer you delay the start of your healing process. And so you just really need to be upfront and honest with your feelings. As long as you're not doing things to harm yourself or other people, okay? I'm not telling you to go out and murder somebody. Like, please don't do that. Like, if you truly feel sad about it, it's okay to cry about it. Even for the guys, okay? Like, I know they try to say, like, guys, like, we gotta be these tough people. But it's just like, no, like, if you really, it's okay. Like, especially people who had marriages, or, like, let's say y'all have kids or whatever, like, it's hard. Going through a breakup is a very sad thing. All right, number 2, and this is probably the most important thing on this list, is going no contact. You have to go no contact. It is literally imperative that you must do this, okay? If you continue to stay in contact with this person, you are going to delay the healing process. You cannot stay in contact with somebody that you've broken up with, okay? The feelings are still too raw. You're still going to care about this person. And 9 times out of 10, depending on how bad the situation was, like, let's say it was like a toxic relationship or whatever, that might invite that person to continue to do toxic things in your life or hurt you even more. So you really do need to go no contact. That means no phone, no texting, no Instagram, no Facebook, no none of that. If you even if you gotta block the person. Now, I'm not saying you can't be friends with your ex in the future, especially if y'all are both 2 mature people. But, like, when it's just raw and it's fresh, like, you really don't need to have any contact with this person, because you're going to be constantly wondering, what is this person doing? You're going to be constantly stalking their social media pages, and you could hurt yourself even more by doing that. You might see that this person then moved on with somebody else, or they might see that you moved on, and so then, it might make them do something towards you or try to reach back out to you. And I just feel like the purpose of a breakup is to literally break up from the person. You have to leave that person behind. And so if you don't do that, then you're never going to be able to heal. That one is a little bit more easier said than done. And trust me, I've been in this situation too, like, where I go through a breakup and then I'm constantly wondering about this person, or I'm tempted to go back on this person's social media pages. Like, we've all been there before, okay? And really, I say the reason why this is hard is because breakups are almost, in my opinion, worse than death. Okay, because at least with death, you know that this person is not going to come back. Like, pretty much the fate of the relationship is already predetermined. Like, you already know that this person will never come back. But when the person is alive and they're still out there, it causes your mind to wonder and be like, man, I wonder what they're up to, or, I wonder how did they move on. or whatever. And so when you start having these feelings, you definitely do not want to reach back out. Like, do not reach back out when you were going through the healing process. You are only giving yourself more opportunities to get hurt again. The only time you should ever have contact with your ex, okay, is if you are fully healed from the situation and it no longer has an effect on your life. I mean, it's still going to have an effect on you to some extent, but you definitely need to be healed before y'all have any type of communication. And if you do have kids with this person, because I know it's kind of complicated with people with children, any type of contact that you have with your ex and children are involved, the communication only needs to be in regards to the children. So anything outside of children, like, y'all don't need to be talking about it. Other than that, y'all need to go y'all separate ways, okay? Do not do it. I've done it before. It hurts. It will really mess you up. All right, number 3. This is actually my favorite one, but you need to become productive. Okay, so during this time when you're going through your breakup, this is your time to become the best version of yourself. And I know how cliche that is, like, you know, I'm about to go start going to the gym, or I'm about to, you know, start working extra hard. But realistically, this is the time where you do really need to find yourself and develop these skills, because when you were in a relationship, you know, you were so up under this person, and now that this person is no longer in your life, you now have to figure out, how do I start life without this person? And so that can be frightening for some people, because it's just like, now what? You know, but realistically, this is the time where you really get to figure out, like, what is best for me and what do I really want in life, okay? Not because I'm in a relationship, because sometimes when people are in relationships, they don't think for themselves, or they do things that their partner wants to do, or, you know, they live for another person and they don't really live for themselves. And so what you have to understand is, at one point in your life, neither one of y'all knew each other's existence, okay? You were living perfectly before you met this person. So you have to kind of get back to that place. And that's why I say, like, being productive, being busy, not only does it take your mind off of this person, but it also allows you to become a better person. So that way, when you do get back into the dating scene, you kind of already know what to expect. You already know your limitations. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You know the things that you will put up with in a relationship and what you won't stand for in a relationship. And you're just going to be overall a stronger, well-rounded person. So if that means you got to go to the gym and get your body right, if that means you got to level up in your money, or if it means that you got to go out and take that risk or do the thing that's been holding you back while you were in the relationship, like, do it. This is really your time to become in tune with yourself, and this is where the growth comes from. I think that's why this one is actually my favorite. All right, number 4, you definitely need to talk to somebody about it, but only one person that you trust and that you know is going to have good interest, and they're not going to be judgmental or overly critical about your situation. And the reason why I say only do one person, number 1, you don't want to be telling too many people. You don't need all these people in your business, first and foremost. I know when I was going through my breakups, I only spoke to one person. I didn't go tell family. I didn't go tell all my friends. I literally spoke to one person that I trusted, that, you know, I knew that they weren't going to be overly critical or judgmental about the situation, because that's another problem. When you do have too many opinions, they might make you change your perspective of how you view the relationship. So you don't really want too many people giving their opinions on these things, because it might make you see the relationship through their lens and not yours. And so you want to be able to really think for yourself during this time. So that's why, me personally, I just don't really tell too many people my business. Like, if I'm going through a breakup, I really just keep it down to one person. Another reason why you got to be careful when you're venting, because you might accidentally be venting to the wrong person. Okay, so like, they might have good intentions behind it, but they might become overly critical and they start criticizing you. And it's like, that's doing the complete opposite effect of what you were trying to do, you know? And here's a little tip for people who have friends that are venting to them. Sometimes it's okay just to be a listening ear. You don't have to be combative in that moment. I get it from the perspective that some people want to be real, or, you know, they just want to be blunt with their friends. But when your friend is coming to you in like this deranged, broken state, okay, you got to think like they're at a very low moment in life. The last thing you really want to do is be combative with the person. So don't be overly judgmental or critical to them, because they're really opening up to you because they trust you. And so that's why I say, just find somebody that you really, really trust and you know is going to be a very supportive person during this time, because talking to somebody does actually help. So only keep it to one person that you trust. That's it. Do not tell everybody your business. All right, we're almost done. I got 2 more. So number 5, wait before you date, okay? So this one is just more of a personal thing for me. Okay, this, like, what I do might not work for you, but this is just coming from my perspective. Okay, I personally believe that you should wait until you are fully healed before jumping into another relationship. Now, there are some people out there that they feel like, you know what, like, I'm going to date somebody because this is going to keep my mind off of this person or whatever, or, I'm going to be able to get over it quicker. And I just don't really think that works, at least not in my opinion. I don't feel like it works because when you do that, especially if it's just like very, very recent, okay, you jumping straight into another relationship, I feel like you're always going to be comparing that new person with your ex, and it's like you're kind of filling this void, or you're trying to fill this void, right? And it's like they're never going to meet those expectations or the things that you just previously lost, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're trying to fill that void, right? It's like when they don't meet those expectations, you feel like you're back in the same boat. Like, you're gonna, I just don't think that's the way to start a relationship. Not only that, but it's not fair to the new person. Like, if you're constantly comparing your ex to this new person, like, it's just not fair. And I don't know about you, but if I'm dating somebody and they keep telling me about their ex, or they compare me to their ex, like, it's gonna bother me. It's gonna put a wedge in the new relationships. Another reason why I say you need to wait before you date somebody is because you actually can attract the wrong people, okay? One thing that narcissistic people love, and I'm not saying that your ex was a narcissist, but I'm just saying, just in general, one thing that toxic people love or narcissistic people love is people who are fragile or weak or vulnerable, right? Okay, so they prey off that type of energy. So if you come into a relationship at a weak or a vulnerable state or a low state, that's going to give them an opportunity to come in. Like, that's their ammunition to be able to manipulate and control the situation. So don't come in there until you are fully realized and you are fully healed from that situation. I almost like to think of it as like a broken bone. So like back in high school, I broke my bone playing basketball, and I broke my collarbone, like this one right here, and it hurt like a bitch. That was like the worst physical pain like I ever felt before. And that's kind of what relationships are like. Like, they're like broken bones. When the bone breaks, okay, it hurts, and it takes several months for it to heal. And then eventually what happens to that bone is it actually grows back stronger than its original state from when you first broke it. So, like, matter of fact, my collarbone, that you can't really see it on camera, but it's actually thicker and stronger. It healed like this, so the fracture, it grew on top of each other like this. And so then when it finally healed, now you have a stronger bone. And that's kind of symbolic to the healing process. Like, once you finally are healed, you are going to be a stronger person. You're going to build that callus that you're going to be kind of like untouchable, right? So you don't want to come into a relationship when you are just not at your best game. Like, don't come into battle when you're wounded. Don't go to war until you're fully healed. And that truly is going to save you from more heartbreak. I'm telling you, I've done it before. It does not work. Now, I'm not talking about people who, they just want to have fun for a night, or people, they do a one-night stand or go to a club or whatever and hook up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who are truly seeking for love, or they're really looking for a relationship. Like, it is best to wait until you are fully, completely healed from the situation. All right, number 6, I'm on my very last one. Revenge does not work. Revenge is not the answer. It does not work. Okay, I've done it before. Okay, like, I done tried to make somebody jealous. I done tried to, make somebody feel hurt the way that they hurt me. Like, especially in my younger days, like, when I was dating, like, I definitely have tried that before, and it just does not work for several reasons, okay? I know we're kind of in this generation now where everybody wants to be toxic or fake toxic. People, they want to get them back, or you want that person to feel the same way that they made you feel, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all you see on social media now, is everybody just trying to, like, get their ex back. To be honest, it's really not that cute. I feel like it's a recipe for disaster, and it can inadvertently hurt you even more if it does not go the way that you want. And let me explain. So the whole purpose of getting revenge on somebody is because you still care, right? But if you truly moved on from this person and you really did break up, then it's like, really none of that stuff would really matter. Like, if you truly just don't give a then why do you feel the need to, like, keep trying to make this person get angry at you? See, the problem with this whole, like, getting even with the person is, if you don't have intentions of giving back with the person, then Like, it's really no point in doing it. Number one, they might not react the way that you want them to react. That's going to piss you off even more. Or number two, they're going to react because, let me tell you, hurt people hurt people. So if you mess around and do something crazy to try to make them mad, they might come back 10 times harder. And now you're like in this mudslinging contest. And like y'all are both going to be hurting each other. Like, I'm telling you, I done did it before. It does not work. I always tell myself, if I don't want to feel 10 times worse than what I already feel, leave it, take your peace. And that actually already goes against my number 2 rule, which I said, no contact. Okay, that's one of the reasons why you should not have contact with this person. Because sometimes they might stay in contact with you just so they can do something to piss you off, to try to make you jealous, or to try to like hurt you even more. And like I told you, I've been in that situation where I try to do the whole get payback or get revenge, and it's just like, even if you do piss them off, and let's just say it does work, okay, you're going to have that little bit of satisfaction, and then you're going to go right back to being sad again, okay? Because you're not going to be with the person, and it's going to be over. In my personal opinion, I really feel like you should just move with peace on the situation. I know that's hard because especially if somebody really did you dirty, like I'm telling you, it takes a lot of emotional maturity to get to this point. Taking your peace over everything is going to be well worth it in the end, and then you are going to be able to heal a lot quicker. So just do not get into like getting revenge type of stuff, because it's just gonna make the whole breakup worse. I highly do not recommend that. And this is just another tip: you got any old messages or pictures in your phone, like delete that. Delete it. It's a lot easier said than done, but like you really, really, really need to detach yourself. And y'all, it is hard. It is not easy. Like I never said that going through a breakup was easy. This shit hard. That's another question. People say, well, how long does it take to get over it? Everybody's path is different. Everybody's time frame is different. Time really does heal everything. So one day you're just gonna wake up and be like, this person's just gonna be a distant memory. And the whole way that the grieving process works is it comes in waves, so it's like in and out. So it'll be some days where you'll feel down about it, then other days you'll be, feeling better. But it definitely comes back and forth until eventually where it just fades out completely. That's essentially where you're gonna eventually get to. And if you do these tips, you will get over the breakup like a lot quicker than some people. Like I told you, I made these mistakes in the past. But yeah, I hope that this video helps anybody who's going through a breakup. If you got any questions, you can hit me up on my Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help you. Like, I've helped so many subscribers get over breakups in this past year. Like, it's crazy. Even while I was going through breakups, like I was helping people get through breakups. Like, they always say, like, sometimes it's good to take your own advice, and I think I do need to take my own advice sometimes. But yeah, if you got any questions, or if it's anybody that's going through a breakup right now, you want to reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I'm not a relationship coach, but I do have experience, and I do like to help people. So you know where to reach me on my Instagram. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't like a traditional video, but I do feel like it was a good topic to talk about. But yeah, catch you in my next video. All right, peace.